And up next, we have Lauren. Lauren's joining us as the Regional Sales Director with one of my favorite things, WithMe. I love it. Lauren, thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course. It's so good to be here. Really excited. I mean, who does not like talking about coffee and printers? So to start off, my name is Lauren Bergenholtz. I am the Regional Sales Director for the Mountain Region. Shout out to all of my Colorado and Utah people here. Today, we're going to be talking about PrintWithMe and then our newest offering, which is SipWithMe. But before we get into that, one of the things I always like to start with is why WithMe amenities? Why would you make the switch to our printer or coffee device over others? And I think it goes without saying that in multifamily right now, operating expenses are extremely high, and it's really important to figure out ways to reduce those operating expenses, but still offer those top tier amenities to, of course, attract and retain residents. Today during the presentation, you're going to hear me talk a lot about our technology, but most specifically our allowance technology. So within our PrintWithMe and SipWithMe device, we do host proprietary software that allows for us to offer a controlled allowance package. Historically speaking, when you're talking about print or coffee, there's a lot of waste. You've got the resident, I know student housing, you've got that resident that is printing their textbook. Maybe for the coffee, you've got the resident that's coming down 6 times a day to get their cup of coffee. And maybe we need to like check their pulse and like make sure they're okay. You know who I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, you guys have to pay for those overages. And there's a lot of mismanagement on the spending. So with our allowance technology, we are able to offer a fixed cost on both print and sip. You can take your budget and then offer an allotted amount of printing and coffee to the residents. Any overages from that become the responsibility of the resident to pay for. So you're off the hook and you can kind of take back a little bit of control on that bottom line. The really nice thing about both PrintWithMe and SipWithMe is that across both of these services, all of our packages are a fixed monthly cost, which is inclusive of the device, the service, the product, and all of the refills. So pretty good deal. But let's start with PrintWithMe. This is the OG. I'm sure like everyone knows about PrintWithMe. This is our resident printing solution. This is our brother's workhorse printer. It is completely cloud-based, meaning it does not have to be attached to a computer by any means to operate. For the resident experience, it's quite simple to print. They will just actually email their document to the custom email that we will create for you that will be displayed on the front top left of the printer. They will then receive a link. This is kind of like their checkout page. Depending on what package they choose, that's how they'll check out. Once they check out, they will get a retrieval code that then they will put back into the printer and the document will print for them. In terms of our package offerings, we have quite a few different offerings to fit a multitude of different budgets. We have pay per print, which is you paying a fee to have the device in the property. Residents pay for each print, whether it's black and white or color. We have our print allowance, which is by far our most popular. Anywhere from 10 to 30 prints per month are allocated to each resident. Any overages, of course, they would pay for. No matter what your consumption is, no matter like you have a flat fee, we will continue to send you that paper and that toner as needed. And then we have a true unlimited, but at a fixed monthly rate. So sky's the limit on printing there. Going back to the technology, there is another component to it. It is not just the allowance. I talk about supply management and then also the health of the machine. So starting with supply management, you guys would never have to actually put in any orders for toner and paper. Our technology tracks the amount of printing based upon what we've already sent you. We will be preemptively sending you that toner and paper. I call this the set it and kind of forget it amenity. The only thing you guys need to do on the on-site team is just put the paper and toner in there as needed for refills. When we talk about the health of the machine, our software tracks. If that thing goes down, we know, and we know why immediately. Uptime is extremely important for us because it directly correlates to the resident experience. If it goes down, guess who's going to know? Your on-site teams will know first, and that's a problem. So When it goes down, we are able to troubleshoot the device from afar if it is something that we cannot troubleshoot. If you're a current client, you might not even know this. For all my new people here, as of this year, we did implement a 24-hour guarantee on service request in a majority of our major metro markets. We are continuing to add more markets all the time for this new 24-hour guarantee, but that is across both PrintWithMe and SipWithMe. Just so you know, we do have staff solutions. I always like to throw this out there. It is going to be that back office solution, priced a little differently in terms of what's offered. You know, properties have a little bit of different printing needs than what would be for a resident, but just know that that is another option. We've got you covered on both ends. And now sit with me, because this is my favorite thing to talk about. I would say everyone loves talking about coffee. Obviously, this is a super wholesome photo, and I can guarantee if you buy a SipWithMe machine, your club room will look just like that. So this is SipWithMe. This is our brand new signature device. It is a true bean-to-cup machine. We partner with craft roasters nationally, our biggest roaster being Metropolis Coffee, actually based out of Chicago. You do have two beans, two varietals of beans within the machine. You're going to have your milk cream powder and your cocoa powder. And then the device itself will brew about 12 different drinks, anything from your drip coffee, fancy lattes to, of course, anything for non-coffee drinkers. The ordering experience will look a little different depending on which package you select. If you are doing unlimited, we're not reinventing the coffee machine wheel here. You go up to the screen, you pick your coffee, you customize it, it brews right there in 30 seconds. If you are doing an allowance package, this is a controlled package. So what it will look like is there will be a digital code, a little QR code on the screen. The resident will step up to the QR code. They will scan it with their phone. They do not have to download an app. It is web-based. They will have an account that's pre-set up. Our success team will actually go ahead and have everything set up via your rent roll. So that web-based app that pops up is kind of the holy grail for them. It's how they'll customize their coffee, order straight to the device. If they're on an allowance package, it's how they're going to track how many cups they have left. If they use their allotted amount, guess what? It flips to pay per cup. Pay per cup is $1.50 to upwards of $2.75, so still pretty inexpensive for them. But the really nice thing is because it goes through a QR code and it's attached to a resident, you're going to know exactly how many cups are brewed, but also how many unique users are actually using the device so that you can tailor the package according to the usage of your property. You'll get those reports on a monthly basis. Similar, almost identical to PrintWithMe, you have the exact same support team, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have the 24-hour guarantee in a majority of our major markets on service requests. And then also new this year, again, any existing clients, if you didn't know, we are now doing auto shipments on all of our coffee product, so you do not have to put in orders for beans, cream, filters, etc. We've got you covered there. And then lastly, I know we are flying through, this is so much information, but these are the 4 offerings I do like to touch on because they are so different than our competitors. We offer a pay-per-cup model, which means you pay for the device to be in your property, but the residents incur the fee for their drinks. We have our most popular option across the board, which is a cup allowance. We offer 5, 10, 15, 20, and 30 cup allowance packages. It does not matter if every resident drinks 100 cups of coffee past their allowance. We will always continue to send you beans, cream, etc. as needed, but you're still at that monthly rate. Mornings Unlimited is our newest offering of 4 hours a day of unlimited coffee. After the 4 hours, it turns to pay per cup. And then super exciting to announce, if you didn't already know, January 1, we switched our unlimited package to a fixed monthly rate, as opposed to your traditional minimum product spend that you're probably used to. This is going to be a little bit of a higher fixed rate, of course, but completely unlimited. If you got the resident come down with a carafe, this is the package for them. So you'll be off the hook for any crazy overages on that. And that's it. That's what I've got for you. Would love to, Ian, long time no see. Oh my gosh.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. Well, obviously, I know and enjoy the product. You guys are pretty great. it's funny as I look through the comments, it's such a small world of people we've all worked with and know. So Ellie, who I worked with in the past, had a great business idea for you guys if you don't have it already, and that's Wine with Me.
If I had $1 for every single time I've been asked about Wine with Me, trust me, the Northern Californian in me would love that, but we'll see.
See. Next time, right? Do you have some practical questions? And the first one is more of on the print side, and it's really the technology of the printers. Do they integrate with phones as well as residents' computers?
Yeah. Are you talking about if they can email from their phone?
No, to print from their phone. So let's say they have a PDF and an email, and they just want to push it to the printer. Are the printers able to integrate in the same way that any Wi-Fi network would?
No, it would still need to go through the email. You would still want to use the email and then send it. And then the actual document that prints will just be the PDF that's attached to the email.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. This is an interesting question. Does your customer service include our senior citizen tenants that might need some extra explanation?
Great question. So across the board, regardless of whatever service or package you're choosing, when you're going through onboarding, we will provide all of the marketing materials that are for your residents for announcing the product so that they know it's coming, as well as the instructions on how to use everything. When it comes to senior housing, we know that sometimes like the cup allowance packages can be a little bit more of a learning curve just because of the QR code. But always happy if there's any additional training for the staff as needed. You have access to your client success advocate, and they can always provide additional training on that. We do offer as well, there is a customer service line. So if they have any questions and they're not sure what to do, they can always ask us. We do display our information for your actual residents to call in.
Awesome. And I'm going to combine a few questions because there was a lot of buzz around the coffee overages, which I think anyone who has worked on site or has interacted on that side of the business can empathize with how quickly the cost can run away from you. I know you mentioned it was, I believe, $1.50 was kind of the recommended set price for overages. Have you seen any other kind of unique ways to incentivize people to kind of use responsibly outside of the fiscal impact of pay for it after you go over?
So to be completely honest, we encourage, like if you're at a cup allowance and people do go over their cup allowance, the nice thing is that we have options for a revenue share. So I always say if you can get people drinking it and loving it, then there's really no downside to them paying for the coffee. Regardless, the price point is so low that the beans are such high quality. It is a way better deal than them just going down the street to Starbucks. So we don't de-incentivize them from purchasing the coffee, if that makes sense. I hope that answers that.
That totally does. And Jason, she answered your question without you having to ask it. So I got one last one here from Sunny, and that is, are cups and lids included with SipWithMe?
This is how I knew this was going to come up. Okay. So as a company, one of our biggest initiatives is to be as green as possible. So we implement a bring your own cup policy. We provide all of the signage and marketing materials to market this to your residents. We also encourage, especially for like our new lease up, shiny new lease up properties, if you're getting maybe resident move-in gifts, a great way to activate the device is to offer branded mugs to them. Now, we do not offer cups. However, I always say if it is a deal breaker, let your salesperson know, because I have been able to help a couple of our clients that was the deal breaker. But in our current package, the way it stands, no, the cups are not included, or lids.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. Good seeing your smile. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, Ian. Take care.
Bye-bye.